communicate about my feet with you and to say hey, because I've missed you. And I can't wait for us to start communicating again and for some videos to start rolling out. So hang on just a minute. Here comes the video. Hey everybody. It's been a while. I'm so glad to see you. Thank you for joining me today. I really appreciate you tuning into my channel again. I want to give you an update on what's going on with me. I'm having to take a break from hiking for a little bit because of my feet, and actually because of my hands. My hands are another story. We'll talk about that another day. So my feet were pretty seriously injured from me hiking, and it's because of the shoes that I wore. Shoes and probably age combined. I really can't walk very far. I'm in a park right now and I'm going to walk just a tiny little bit, but that's all I'm supposed to be walking. One of the problems was I have high arches and a high instep, and I was in 0 drop shoes, and that was just a huge mistake in addition to walking over all of the rocks and not having a stable unit on the bottom of my foot. And so what I've done is I'm not picking on the name brand of this shoe because many people wear them and they work well for a lot of different people. Ultras and Topos, I tried both of them. They're both 0 drop shoes. So I want to show you what the problem was. I was walking like this, kind of rocking, instead of walking like this, from heel to toe. And in doing that, so you ask, well, why did you do that? You know, when you walk in 0 drop shoes, you have to walk a certain way. It's not like walking in a regular shoe. If you watch videos on YouTube or even on their websites, they teach you how to walk a certain way. And I had trained for a year and a half to learn how to walk the way I needed to walk for those shoes. It was not the right way to walk for me, and I needed different shoes. I didn't know that at the time. And so right now I'm having to relearn how to walk properly, retrain my brain subconsciously to walk from heel to toe with my knees, from heel to toe with my toes bending. And the complications with my feet are numerous, and one of the things is that my toes have kind of gotten very stiff and calcified, and my fascia underneath does not stretch properly, and I have a lot of problems with my Achilles tendon. So I'm going to PT 2 to 3 times a week, every week, and going through some extremely painful manipulations for my feet to learn how to walk again. It's not just my toes and my Achilles and my fascia, it's also my calves. And so because I have walked the way that I have, the bottom portion of my calves, the muscles have atrophied, and from not working properly, from using my toes when I walk, and I am having to build those back up. And to say that that is painful is a huge under-exaggeration, because the physical therapist had me in tears with my face embedded in a pillow while I made sounds that nobody else should have been hearing in the room. It was very, very painful. But, you know, it needs to be done for me to walk properly and gain the use of my legs, lower legs, and feet the way that they're supposed to work. I'd like to point out something that my physical therapist shared with me. When we were finished with the session, I had come in wearing UFOs, and because they're kind of my relief shoes, and he said the best thing for me to do was to go home, find the gas and a match, and burn them. And I said, I'm not burning these shoes. Anyway, he does not want me wearing those anymore, nor does he want me wearing Crocs. And he said the reason why is because you are not bending your toes properly. I said, what do you mean I'm not bending my toes properly? He said, sit here and watch. And sure enough, I watched several women and men that had come in sandals or Crocs. You can't really tell in Crocs, but you can tell that they are not like pushing off at the toe. And he said, you see that? They're not walking properly. They're actually not in here for their feet. They're here for other reasons. But that shows you right there that they're not walking properly and you're not walking properly. I have been working with 2 physical therapists for my feet who have assured me that I will be able to hike again and hike well. I just have to do the hard work for a period of time to regain the use of my lower legs and my feet. So, you know, what can I say? I don't know. You just have to have a good attitude about it. And I can assure you that there have been a few days that I have not had a good attitude about it. And bless my husband's heart, he's been very supportive, in addition to a couple of viewers that continuously check on me, and for which I am very grateful, and I want to acknowledge them in the next portion of this video. So stick with me. Here we go. Good morning, everybody. It's been a while since my last video, and I decided that today was the day. I stopped by our local park. I cannot really walk much, but I walked out to this little lake area, this little water source. There are about 20 turtles that swam up after I walked over the bridge. Today's video is about patience and having to wait for something that you really want. I'm still not able to go and continue my hike, and it's a little frustrating. My patience is being tested, but it's okay. I'm growing as a person, and I'm expanding my viewpoint on how to become more patient. In the meantime, I'm sure you're going to notice my hair is different. I just, on a whim, one day, I wasn't sad, I wasn't mad, I wasn't depressed, I wasn't anything. I just went into the bathroom and I bent over and put my hair upside down, twisted it, took the scissors and just cut off 13 inches of my hair. And so my husband walked in and said, "What have you done? Shannon is going to kill you." And I sent a photo to my daughter in Georgia, and she also said, "Mom, Shannon is going to kill you." Shannon is the girl, the young woman that does my hair. She's been doing my hair for years, and she is a source of strength to me in many, many ways. She appreciates our Creator, and we have a lot of like thoughts between us. I walked in and all she could do was laugh. And so, because she knows how particular I am about my hair. And I thought, oh well. So all the dead ends are gone, and it's healthy hair now, and so it will grow back. It's just going to be a matter of time. I want to tell you a story. It's about a granddaughter and a grandmother, and the granddaughter went to go visit her grandmother. She was in distress, she was upset, she was depressed, she was crying. She was very, very upset. The grandmother said, "What's wrong?" She came in and she started talking to her grandmother. Her grandmother listened patiently. And after her granddaughter was finished, the grandmother said, "Wait just a minute." They had been in the kitchen. She got 3 pots out from under the cupboard, filled them full of water, and put them on the stove to start to boil. She put a carrot in one, she put an egg in the other, and she put coffee grounds in the other. She let the water boil for 20 minutes. As the water was boiling, her granddaughter and she sat there in silence and just kind of watched the water boil. After 20 minutes, the grandmother said, "I'm going to take these off now." She took the carrot out, put it in a bowl. She took the egg out, put it in a bowl, and she took the coffee and poured it into a bowl. The granddaughter looked at her with some kind of confusion and wondering, you know, what are you doing? But the grandmother asked her, she was very wise and she was very loving, and she said to her, "What do you see?" And the granddaughter thought her grandmother might be losing her cookies because she knew what was in there, but yet she was asking her granddaughter. Her granddaughter responded and she said, "I want you to feel that carrot." Well, the carrot had cooked and it just was soft. It fell apart. She said, now I want you to feel the egg and tell me what happens with that. And she said, well, it's a hard-boiled egg now. It's just a hard-boiled egg. And the grandmother said, so the inside is hard? She said, yes. She said, what happened to the coffee? She said, well, the grounds, were in the boiling water and they made coffee. The grandmother then looked at the granddaughter and she said, life is very much like these three things. Sometimes we are so debilitated by things that happen in our life and so upset that the carrot represents becoming soft, and that's what we become, as soft and just not able to move forward. Sometimes we have an attitude and we become resentful and bitter. The egg represents becoming hard. The coffee turned into something that was more than the sum of its part. It wasn't coffee grounds, it was coffee, something to drink and enjoy after being patient and letting it boil for 20 minutes. The carrot and the egg were changed by the water, but the coffee changed the water under adversity. It changed and became stronger. It turned itself into something that it was not before. And so, do you change into something that is weaker when the heat is turned up, or do you take that heat and turn it into something that makes you stronger? I'm impatient. I want to hike. I wanted to be in the mountains. I wanted to have that peace and to appreciate the beauty that surrounds me. But that was not the plan for me. The plan was to come home. Hopefully I'll be able to return soon. So I am turning my coffee, my ground coffee, in that boiling water into something stronger, and appreciating that God has a plan for me. He has a plan for you too. Patience comes in time, and it's not our time. It takes however long it's going to take. I have cried a million tears, and I've had some pretty low days, but I have faith that one day I will return to the trail and I will be strong. All three of those elements were subjected to the same heat, to the same fire, for the same amount of time, but all three of them came out differently. One became harder, one became softer, and one became better. Which one are you going to be? I'm having to remind myself of that story almost every day, being the coffee and being stronger and being something that is ready to use and ready to move forward, not becoming harder and not becoming softer. I hope that story will mean something to somebody today. Adversity, trials, and tribulations, they're not fun, but they do change us. It's either something that is less than what we could be or more than what we were before, and I'm hoping that I'm turning into more than I was before. My mission and vision is to encourage others, and I hope that this video has encouraged you, as you have so often encouraged me. So as I close, there are many of you to thank for encouraging me. I want to dedicate this video to Dawn and Shannon. You are like sisters, and I cannot tell you how much your kindness and your words of inspiration have meant to me. They've been awesome. You're awesome. All of you are awesome. So I'm going to close for now, but in the meantime, just think about it. When adversity comes, are you going to react like the carrot, like the egg, or like the coffee? I appreciate you being supportive. Thank you so much for your encouragement, and thank you for being patient with me. Y'all take good care, and I'll see you in my next video.